Hello students, standard 6th revision of chemistry chapter number 3, fiber to fabric. Almost we are at the end of the revision. In the few previous videos we learn how some of the plant fibers like cotton is obtained and then the yarns are made from it. Cotton is obtained from the cotton plants and then the cotton plants have the fruits which are known as cotton balls. When they are matured, they burst open and then the seeds covered with the cotton fibers can be seen. Then they are picked by the hands and separated from the seeds by the process of ginning. And then the fabrics are twisted and converted into yarn. Now the another plant fiber is jute, which is obtained from the jute plant. Actually, the stem of the jute plant is useful to get this jute fibers. Generally, jute is cultivated during the rainy season. And the best time for harvesting is the flowering stage. Means when the flowers are coming, then it is cultivated. That is the best season. Now, after cultivated, all the stems of the plants are immersed in water for few days. For few days, all the stems are immersed in the water, and then the stems will get rotten, and then the fibers can be separated by hand. And here also the fibers get separated and then twisted to make the yarn. So now we learn about the making of the yarn from the both type of fibers, cotton and the jute fibers. Now, from all the types of yarn, we have to make the fabrics. So what is the methods? What are the methods to make fabric from the yarn? Generally there are so many methods to make the fabric from the yarn. But we have to learn the two main methods. And that main two methods are weaving and knitting. So now weaving. To understand the weaving, you can do an activity by yourself also by taking the paper strips. You need 2 sheets of different color papers. And we have to cut them in the length so that the width is equal to 30 centimeter from each sheet. So we have to make the strips whose width is equal to 30 centimeter. Now we have to fold the sheets into half. On one sheet, draw lines as shown in the figure. So here we have to fold them and then we have to draw the lines. And then after cutting them, you have to arrange them as shown in the figure. And then all the strips will be viewed together and it will make a big piece which is known as the look like the viewed cloth. So weaving of the yarn is also done by the two sets of yarn. Maybe the same color or the different color, it depends which type of fabrics we are going to make. So now two sets of yarn are needed for the making of fabric by weaving. But we have to be careful because the yarns are very thin compared to the strips of the papers. So now that process of weaving of this yarn is done in the looms. That is known as loom, the device. And that loom can be operated either by the hand, if it is on a small scale, but if it is on the big scale, then it is done with the help of power also. Means it can be power generated also, power operated also. If it is done by looms, then that fabric can be also known as handloom fabrics. And sometimes if you ask your parents or your grandparents about handloom, they will explain you that the cloth which is weaved by the hand operated looms, like that shown in the figure here, that lady, you can see that. Right? She is operating that looms using her hands. So that is known as handlooms. And that fabric is also known as handloom fabric. And if it is operated by power, they are known as power looms. So that is the method of weaving to make fabrics from the fiber. And the second other method is knitting. I hope you have seen your mother or grandmother or some other ladies which are knitting the yarn, either to make the sweaters or the socks or the shawl, etc. They are using two needles, long needles, and then use only one yarn, not two sets of yarn as in weaving. They will use a set of one yarn only, and then as shown in the figure here, you can see that there are two needles and only one ball of yarn is used. And then by knitting they are making that fabric, and then from fabric they will give the shape of either the socks or sweater or other clothing material. So here that is the method of knitting. Knitting can be done by hand as I shown you, using that two needles, big needles, or it can be done using the machines also. There are machines also available. Sometimes maybe you have seen that in one of the clothes, if you see one thread is coming out and you try to pull it out, then the whole line is coming out one by one by one by one by one. Why? Because the single thread is viewed here. I mean, not viewed, knitted here. Sometimes in the socks also. If one fabric is that, you think that you will tear it off so that it will not be damaged. But then you will see that a long thread will come out. The whole yarn will be coming out. Right? Because it is done by the knitting. So that is the other method, as I explained you. That was the method of knitting. So now you see that we make the fabrics either by the weaving or by the knitting. And then this fabric made by any of these methods or other methods also there, as I told you, but we have to learn only two methods. So the fabric made by different methods can be used to make the different variety of clothing items like shirt or the trousers, t-shirts or the dresses for the ladies or the sari, sweaters, shawl, etc. Different types of different variety of clothing items. Not only the clothing items but other items also like the bed sheets, pillow cover, sofa cover, etc. etc. So many items can be made from that fabric made by the different methods. Now imagine that before these methods are invented, how people use or made the clothes. When they don't know how to weave, when they didn't know about knitting, then what did they do to protect themselves? So in that times when people don't had any type of knowledge of making fabrics from the fibers, they use the bark and the big leaves of trees. Bark of the trees, sometimes they have a material like the cloth, or the big leaves they take and they will cover their body to protect themselves. And then slowly, what happened? They getting clever, started agriculture, and they settled down because first he was wandering from one place to another place because he didn't know agriculture. He was eating fruits from the trees and he was killing the animals by hunting and then eating that raw meat. But then he invented the agriculture. They realized that by sowing few seeds, so many seeds of the same kind can be cultivated, and then they start settling at one place in place of wandering, and they start agriculture, and then they starting to stay in community. Then they learn to weave twigs and grass into mats and baskets. Animal fleece or hair were twisted along together into long strands, and so they started weaving, hand weaving, but they started. The early Indians wore fabrics made out of cotton that grew in the regions near the river Ganga. Flax is also a plant that gives natural fibers. So in ancient Egypt, cotton as well as flax were cultivated near the river Nile and were used for making fabrics. So they learn how to make the fabrics and weave them to make the clothing materials. In those days, stitching was not known. Now we stitch our clothes according to the measurement. So people simply draped the fabrics. They were just draping the fabrics around the body to cover themselves. Many different ways of draping fabrics were used. If you search on the Google, then you will be able to see the pictures that how they were draping the different materials around different body parts. But with the invention of the sewing needle, people started stitching. So when the needles were invented, then they started to stitch the clothes, and many variations can be done in it. So now it is not amazing that even today sari, dhoti, lungi or turban is used as unstitched fabrics. We know that the sari is not stitched. Similarly, dhoti. Now it is getting less, but in some parts still they are using dhoti. Dhoti is also a single cloth. No stitches are there. Then in some of the parts they are using the lungi. I know everybody know that lungi dance. So I don't have to tell you what is lungi. And there are also the turban, pagdi. It is also unstitched. So they are still using some unstitched fabrics as a clothing item. And a large variety of the clothes are existing in the different parts of our country. So that is the story of fiber to fabric. And we are at the end of this session and revision of this chapter also, which will be followed by some question answers in the PDF. And if any problem, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.